Hello everyone, Bill Molyneux here with Bill's Wargame World, and we're now going to do the our bunker. All right, now I want to point out a few things. In Bill's basement, I don't necessarily do things as detailed as many wargamers do. So I'm going to point this out. I could take strips of balsa wood or cardboard and make a perfect rectangle, and a square here and a square here, and you wouldn't see quite these ovals. However, this pillbox is really being made it's going to probably be used once or twice, if that, over an entire year. And I have a lot of other irons in the fire, so we are now going to just put our lid on, and we're going to paint this baby. And I hope you'll enjoy a little chit-chat time this weekend on May 18th weekend and all. I was fortunate enough to have my wife be healthy enough to go to our house in Virginia, and that was really nice because she's only been there half a dozen times, if that, because of her health. So now as we add our gray paint, I'm just going to chit-chat. So hopefully you'll find the painting of this will transform our pillbox into something that looks like a pillbox rather than a prescription mail order case. Now, I did have a couple people ask me about Mod Podge, and Mod Podge is a white substance. It looks sort of like a glue. It's a mixture of Elmer's glue and polyurethane. The actual ingredients are sort of secret, and I could have coated this styrofoam with that, and it would make it tougher to break. But I'm really hoping that I'm going to get away without having any breakage with this, and we'll see what happens. So the styrofoam, of course, you can see is looking much better now that it has a coating of gray on it. And I'm going to get out my larger paintbrush in a bit. Now along this edge, I probably will do a sand color and maybe even glue some lichen or something to that effect. All right. So let's see here. Well, now Historicon is coming up, and the last I knew, I am able to go, but I'm not running any games. I'm going to help Jim Purdy with his gigantic Super Pickett's Charge game in Stunning 54. And of course, I'm going to help Walt and Kevin and Mike with the Sands of the Sudan game. So that's my plans for Historicon. And I will be at the Blue Panther booth, it's the board game booth, promoting my board war games. Boy, this big flat brush really smooths this out. So now I could have taken my hot wire pen and I could have run thin lines in here and then shaded it with black. But I just didn't, I don't really want to spend the time on that right now. All right, I'm going to grab my gloves. I forgot to put gloves on. All right, well, you're wondering what I'm doing now. So I got my wider brush and just, now this crack along this seam here, this will all get filled in. Oh, my whole idea was to try to build this really fast, quick, put it on the battlefield, and almost to the point where it's almost disposable. I mean, the other two I made, I actually put a little time into them, but they were for another wargamer, and I felt a little obligated to do a little bit better since I charged them like $20 a pillbox. So, Historicon, we're a month and a half away. Leave a comment if you're going to be there, and I hope to see everyone. So, it'd be neat to see a lot of you that comment and I don't personally know so well, and have a, well, just let me know you watch my channel. And by the way, the channel money right now that you're watching to help raise money for is the Maryland Veterans Museum in La Plata. So they do great work. They've made a lot of videos for me on my other channel, and they're very, very nice, and they do an awful lot for veterans and school groups. So now we got these gun ports filled in, and yes, they could have been carved out rectangle or framed out, but you know, this is going to probably be in one battle with John the Sheriff's father's Panther tank that he sent me, and somehow I'll be working on a D-Day adventure to pay tribute to the 80th anniversary of D-Day. There's not too many veterans left, of course, and it's and you know, I have a lot of Vietnam vets that follow my channel, and sadly to say, they too are starting to pass on, as they're in their 70s. So I don't know about you, but this bunker is starting to look almost tolerable now that it's getting some paint on it. Now I'm going to try to print out a door for the back of this, or I'll etch one in and add a little balsa wood like a frame. And I really need to stress this. This is made quickly, inexpensive, and that really is my goal here. It's not going to ever win any awards. It's not meant to. But it's going to be good enough to do what it needs to do, to hold the German 88 and cause trouble for the Allies. Well, I don't know how much trouble. Now, the Combat TV show with Vic Morrow and Rick Jason, they actually had an episode of with the Hill that had pillboxes. It was a 2-part episode, in fact, and they had to use mortars and tanks, and it was almost impossible. They finally took the bunkers, and then they were ordered to retreat and leave them. And I remember how frustrated the infantrymen were that they had to leave the bunkers that they had captured. So, and I really appreciate everyone that leaves me messages. It's really amazing. You know, I watch other channels, and so many channels do such great work. Mark Fossiso's channel is incredible, and of course everyone knows about Little Wars TV. And once again, I'm not affiliated with, I guess, a little bit with the Hawks, and then a lot with the Chuckleheads with Walt Leach and Kevin. But as far as Little Wars and them, I'm just my own person, and so I'm just trying to do the best I can to goof around in this hobby while I'm still around. So, what do you think now? I think a little bit of this gray paint has really helped. What do you think? So, and the wide paintbrush really helps. Alright, we're going to see what happens when we take the lid off. So we have an interior. Well, I'm going to hit the interior. Now I know that the Historicon is going to be at the Lancaster Convention Center, I guess another year, I think it is, and then it could get moved. You know, I've always found the convention center to have really good points and really bad points. So, and I'll bring this up. I was asked, and I'm not doing any endorsements for anyone for HMGS. I decided, you know, I had a couple people ask and different things, and you know, Goober the Traveling Bear and I really work hard on both channels, this one and the History Channel, not to get involved in any kind of politics, left or right, conservative or liberal, progressive, and I just want to have a last happy decade or two of my life and not have stress with politics. So I decided not to endorse anybody, and I did check with a couple other YouTube channels, which of course mine is a mini YouTube channel, and they told me 3 different channels. One was a board gaming channel that they don't do anything in the world of politics either. So I just hope everyone has a good race or HMGS offices, and all goes fine and no issues. No, what was it, Hanging Chads from a zillion years ago. But I'm by the way, if you need board war games, Blue Panther is it. Blue Panther Board Game Printing Company, BluePanther.com. They sell all my Bill Molyneux games, my Zulu games, and we got a new Weiss Fork game coming out soon. The Battlefield of Weiss Fork, where I went there and raised $300 for them and some money for the CSS Noose. And in fact, right now when you're watching this, you know, you're helping to raise money for another museum. I'm quite proud of my idea of doing that to help these small sites. And yeah, it's not a lot. Let's be honest, my best month was 400 and something. So, but in this current time period, anything helps. So I guess. So that's how we're looking. What do you think? Not bad. Now I have Guns of the Navarone furniture that I can also put in here. But I have a German 88 that's got to squeeze in this thing. So we got to get the German 88 in here. But hopefully the work I'm doing will be helpful to somebody in this video, and they'll say, you know, I can get a styrofoam box and create one of these too. Now, I know Eric, Major Eric, I know he was watching this, and he was quite enthralled by this idea of making a pillbox out of an old styrofoam cooler. And so I gotta get a little more paint in here. So my scenario for this is I'm gonna have some German 88 in here, and then maybe an orchard with some, and then have a Panther tank, the one that Sheriff John from Boone County, New York sent me from his 91-year-old father. And they're going to be duking it out for my D-Day game. Now, I put my lid back on. Make sure it's okay. So, now, right here, I might add a ventilation pipe. I'll put a door in the back. Probably going to take some black wash and do a dry black wash on it. And well, here we have the bunker. It's painted gray. I'll probably put a black wash on it, a little door on the back, and maybe a little bit more paint here and there. But I'd pretty much call this, and yes, I'll throw some lichen around the base and paint the base a brown tan, or I'll glue some lichen around it. I'm for all things considered, I'm very happy with it. And you know, minus the paint, it probably took less than an hour to make, if that. And once again, let me get down here. I could have scored these out to rectangles and made them look neater and more detailed. But this is probably only going to see action once or twice, maybe even my lifetime. Heck, I've had a big Navarone that I've only used once, and I've had that for a decade or two. Okay, this is to help you get off the couch and do something in your basement. And as you know, I'm always trying to stay busy. And the plan will be this coming weekend, Memorial Day weekend, we will be going to our Virginia home. I think we're going to have a family war game of World War I fighters. So, stay safe, be kind, be courteous. Don't forget to fly your American flag. And thank you for watching.